notes on formulas, here are the notes for slide 3. Slide 2, we reviewed slope formula. On this one, we're going to extend it a little bit further to get another formula for this week. So a reminder, our slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What we're going to do is we're going to look at that on a graph. So if we were finding a slope right from the graph, we would make a slope triangle, and we're going to label that slope triangle on the graph. Our slope triangle is when we connect a vertical distance and then a horizontal distance. We find the vertical distance in our slope formula by doing y2 minus y1. So we're going to put that y2 minus y1, labeling it on the graph. And then we find the horizontal distance by doing x2 minus x1. So we're going to also label that on our slope triangle, x2 minus x1. So we have labeled the slope formula on the slope triangle on the graph. Our first question is, what kind of triangle is our slope triangle? We can notice that it is a right triangle. B says list the lengths of our triangle's legs. So in a right triangle, we have a leg A, and that could be represented by the horizontal distance, which is x2 minus x1. And then we also have the other leg B, which could be represented by the vertical distance, y2 minus y1. C says, what side of the triangle represents the distance between the 2 points? So these 2 points here and here, the side of the triangle that represents that distance would be the hypotenuse. Next, write the equation with all 3 sides of our triangle. The equation that we use for the sides of a right triangle is the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. We're going to substitute in the values that we got for a and for b. So we don't know the hypotenuse, so that's just c squared equals a squared, so x2 minus x1 squared, plus b squared, which is y2 minus y1 squared. Our next question says, how would you solve the equation to create a formula to find the distance between the 2 points? How would we solve this equation to find the hypotenuse? It's c squared, so to solve it, we're going to find the square root. So if we find the square root, we're going to be finding the distance between the 2 points. So that distance is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared.